Hello. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited for day 4. I think we've got everything rocking and rolling now. Today, we're talking about what I believe to be the most important thing. And really, what that is this idea that you have to take care of yourself first. So, if you're not taking care of you, then it's really hard to be the most requested coach because you're not going to be in the profession long enough to get the experience to really continue to highlight your career and grow. Clearly my internet's slightly glitchy today. But so going through and really looking at what is it that you need in order to stay in this profession for years to come, and how important is that for you? As we know, the person that's the most requested coach in the gym, they're also the one with the biggest energy. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're like me and they're jumping around crazy, but if that's what works for you, then that's what works. But also a strong energy that really connects other people to you. It's easy for you to share your purpose with others, and it's easy for you to show up the same day in and day out, meaning that when clients come to meet with you, you're consistent. You're not having highs and lows. You're not complaining about your day. You're not more focused inward than you are outward. And the way that you do that is by taking time to focus inward on your coaching energy. As we've talked about the last 4 days, this is not for you if you've never been frustrated with working with an athlete, coaching, or training. If you've never been frustrated with your career, with yourself, or with an athlete as they go through a progression, then you just don't have the buy-in yet to sit and listen to these amazing 4 days of trainings. If you're not a coach, a physio, a personal trainer who's working with clients, this is all about how to become the most requested coach so that you can continue to work with people. If none of your athletes or clients have ever experienced a plateau before, that's really where the performance gains. So, like we talked about on day 1, when you're really looking at the continuum of coachability, so that's the mental game and how your athletes are showing up there. And then on the y axis is your performance gains. If you've never experienced this performance gain plateau, then you don't necessarily need these extra tweaks and the understanding of mobility and recovery and how those pieces work together. If you're not looking to develop yourself into the best coach, trainer, physical therapist, chiro, best, the one that's out there, then you wouldn't have even clicked on this training. So already step 1, this is right for you because you wouldn't have even clicked on it if you weren't wanting that. This is for you if you want to learn how to successfully work with a variety of mindsets and performance capabilities. If you are working or want to work one-on-one with clients to improve their fitness and health. So even if you're in the group setting now and you want to work one-on-one, or if you're in the one-on-one setting and you want to expand your one-on-one without taking extra time, that's really what we talk about in Mobility Mastery. You want to grow your skills to decrease plateaus, pain, injuries, and mental blocks, and you want to develop mentorship and collaboration with others. It's really what our community is about. As you guys know, that the biggest problem that we see in coaches in the health and fitness industries is that they lead with the problem and they sell the methodology as the solution. So whatever they're focused on right then, whether it be HIIT training, CrossFit, yoga, they're selling that methodology to solve this person's problem. When what we know is there's multiple other ways to solve that problem. And also, when you only focus on the methodology, you forget all these other pieces that make the person an individual and really make the vision of them having their healthiest, fittest life about one problem or one goal rather than about a whole spectrum and really looking at all the pieces on how they fit together. Day 1, we talked about the coaching client qualifier. If you know where your athletes are on their level of coachability and where they're at in their athletic performance, which you can get immediately from a motivational interview with them and a few testing pieces, you can really find where they're at. But also, if you've seen them in group classes, if you know how they operate and you've seen them in other aspects, or maybe you've been training them for a while, then you know where they fit here. The beautiful thing about how they fit in here is that then you can use the mobility mastery method, coaching training or coaching energy, their commitment, testing, and connecting the brain and body. And you know which pieces of this pie need to get bigger and be more focused in order to move that athlete where they want to go. So, for example, you have the go getter who has super coachable attitude, but they have poor athletic performance. They're not going to take as much of your coaching energy because they fill up your cup. But they are going to take part of your coaching energy because they require so many cues. Now, when you go through and you do testing, you're going to find things pretty immediately. You're not going to need to go in depth and get very nuanced. You're going to find things quickly, but then you're going to expand this connecting the brain and body. But testing, commitment, and coaching energy are probably going to need to be smaller slices of the puzzle because you're working on the person's physicality the most. When we talked about testing, we did joint by joint mobility testing. I gave you guys the free download for our testing that we do that's positional based. And then yesterday, we talked about connecting the brain, really when to find recovery and when to find training mode. Are they in parasympathetic or sympathetic activation? And then connecting the body. How do training pieces look like? We went through case studies of how did these athletes present? And then I actually showed you our head programmer, Corey Neal, how he actually programmed a 4-day program for an athlete reporting with knee pain and what that actually looked like from our testing results. But to train and create long term relationships with motivated clients, it starts with you. How you show up every day is the most important thing. In our coaching energy, we talk about finding your why, finding your vision, finding your purpose, establishing your core values. When you know what your values are, then you can immediately say yes or no to things that fall within or fall without. If something goes against a core value for you, it should be an immediate no. But if you've never established this or you never asked your question, is this actually moving my vision forward? Then you don't know whether you're saying yes or no to things. So you're picking opportunities based on financial incentives, based on what you think is right or what's right for other people, rather than what's right for you. We go through in coaching mastery and we actually dive into a lot of these other pieces which we call cord cutting or building up your energy, how to use your own meditation and tapping in order to go through and really level out your coaching energy, bringing it to a baseline where every day you're showing up consistently and you're consistent to your values, your brand, your vision, which is so freaking powerful as a coach. If you guys know any part of my story, I remember specifically laying in bed with my husband and I remember crying and saying, I just wish I was like everyone else. I wish I could handle what everyone else could handle. And I was talking about my job and how I couldn't handle seeing the client load, even though I felt like I was a very hard worker and it didn't make sense to me. Why am I such a hard worker? But then all I want to do tomorrow is call in sick to work because I'm so drained that I can't even think about getting up in the morning. But it was because it was going against my values. So how my work was set up, seeing 18 patients a day, didn't allow me to develop deep relationships with my clients, which is a value for me. That's what I love most about my job. And also, it was breaking into my family time. I was rushing to pick up my son from daycare. He was going into daycare at 5:45 in the morning. I was grumpy all the time at home. And that was going against my core value of my family relationships and what that value was. So even though, yes, hard work was a value for me and I was showing up in that, it was going against other things that were significantly more important to me, like my own health, my family relationships, and then deep client relationships. And as I started really developing that, I realized that that's why I wanted to create mobility athletes into the business that it is today. But if you don't start establishing those things, you can get lost. You could be the hardest worker in the room. You can do the most con ed. I was doing $5,000 to $8,000 minimum a year investing in my con ed. So I was growing in those hard skills and I was completely missing this huge part in my coaching energy. So let's go through. So before we jump into this, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys just to go ahead and close your eyes. If you're not driving, if you're driving, come back to this, pause this video, come back to me. But what I want you to do now is I just want you to close your eyes and we're just going to start with just some regulated breathing to bring you into a relaxed state. Breathing pattern was taught to me by Jesse Coomer. He also has an excellent YouTube channel that you guys should check out, and a book that's wonderful. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds. This should be a relaxed breathing pattern. We're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose the entire time. There should be no strain. So if you can't make the 4 seconds, just pattern off yourself and do 3 second holds, whatever you can. We're going to do 5 breaths, and then I'm going to walk you through a meditation where you just return to normal breathing. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in through your nose, 3, 4. Breathing out through your nose, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. We're going to keep our eyes closed. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and resume normal breathing. With your eyes closed, I want you now to travel forward into the future. And in this world, anything you ask for, the answer is always yes. What specifically do you ask for? What do you ask for in this perfect day that you get to live? Who is there with you? How are the pieces coming together? What clothes are you wearing? How did you start your morning? Did you exercise today? What did you eat? Is your family there? Is there a significant other? And just breathing here, breathing into anything you ask for, being a yes. And as you breathe in, this knowing comes over you that you could live this perfect day every day. What else is here? What is beyond what you thought you couldn't ask for? And it pops into your mind and you think, oh, no, 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 that's not possible. Maybe you're hopping on a private plane, flying somewhere. Maybe you're hanging out with your biggest mentor because you guys are best friends. Maybe you have an amazing business. Maybe you're just laying on a beach. What are you willing to ask for right now? Stay here in this moment. Breathe into it. Look deeply around. What other things are here? People, places. And lastly, before we head out, I want you to think about what feelings do you have here? Do you feel any resistance? Are you feeling calm, happy, light, airy? And where are you feeling that in your body? And as we come back to the present, knowing that we can remember everything that we just saw, thought of, all the things that are yeses in our life. And as we come back now, coming back into our breathing, wiggle your fingers, stretch up to the ceiling, give a big smile, and come back into the room. What I want you to do is I want you to pause this video. I want you to grab your journal and I want you to write out your perfect day in as much detail as feels good for you. I want you to write out what feels the best to you. So pause this video. And as you come back now and you know your perfect day, know that all the best coaches in the world are living that. You're never going to get lazy. You're not. You're not going to sit on the couch and eat bonbons and watch Netflix. You might do that every once in a while, but that's not how you desire to live your life. You have a bigger vision. Like all the best coaches in the world have a big vision for their impact, which is what drives them to pursue high levels of education, classes, and certifications. They're in the profession long enough that they have experience. They collaborate with other individuals. I call these people runners, pushers, and pullers. And the best coaches in the world have all of those. So, pullers are people that are ahead of us and they're pulling us along on the journey. Pushers are people behind us that we're helping pull along and they're reminding us of the impact that we're creating. And runners are those people that are on this journey with us step by step and they're running alongside us, reminding us what we're capable of. You have a why, you have this vision, and you take care of your energy and your vision every day. Because guess what? To be the best coach, to be a world class coach, to be the most requested coach, you actually have to be in the coaching industry, which means you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your values and your health. And you walk with clients through a range of offers. Like I talked to you about, just one on one is only going to get you so far. But one-on-one with a hybrid experience, some online, some in person, some training models, some recovery muscles will continue to grow. So you guys can continue to invest $3,000 to $5,000 a year on certifications and keep hoping that if I get more educated, if I get more hard skills, that they're going to bring in more clients and money. I did this. I chased that dream. Can send more DMs, requesting mentorship, asking to pick people's brains, and hoping that the right person says yes. And I got lucky. A lot of people said yes to me. And people will say yes. But I needed to dive deep with these people. I needed accountability partners. I needed people surrounded with me all the time. This is really what Mobility Mastery grew to be. All of our coaches are increasing their revenue by at least 34% immediately within the first month. This program is about the hard skills of recovery programming and what mobility looks like, how we have programmed for our professional athletes for the last 7 years as we've grown our skills. We teach that, but it's also the soft skills of protecting your energy and growing. You get to become a part of the coaching community, which is about this mentorship. It's about having pushers, pullers, and runners alongside you, and also you becoming one of those integral pieces. We give everyone lifetime access because we want our coaches to be here in 5 years. Every year, as we gain more skills and our coaches gain more skills, we add more pieces to Mobility Mastery. We continue to grow and learn together, which I think is the most important aspect of any community, holding each other accountable. You guys can meet some of our coaches in there. Tony Oxley is amazing. He went from a head coach at his gym to a gym manager. He started educational newsletter for his gym community, started online programming for his athletes, and he has had an amazing progression. Tarsha is an occupational therapist and owner and now CrossFit coach in Australia. She began supplementing teaching mobility classes in local gyms and creating online programming and grew her wellness programming from 0 to 10 clients within a month. We have E, who's a Marine and a professional athlete himself, and really started growing his client. He built a 7-year vision of global inclusivity in sport and is planning on opening up CrossFit affiliates that are branded all across the world. There's so many of these pieces, and we want you guys to be a part of it. and continually upgrading. We have weekly coaching calls, and we really hope to see you guys in this. I will tag our mastery below. Those of you guys that are on our mailing list from getting the checklist, I'll send you guys emails. I'm not going to oversell it. Like, it is literally hands down the best thing I ever created. This is not only the program that I needed whenever I first started, this is the community that I wanted and needed. And I created it so that Corey and I and our team can continue to grow with you guys, and also so that you guys can grow with us. I believe so much in the health and fitness industry, and I believe that one of the keys is really taking care of yourself. The special bonus is we just completed coaching mastery. So all of our coaches that are currently in there have went through this program. We have 8 different meditations in there. We've got vision board creation, teaching you how to do tapping, teaching you how to do cord cutting for yourself, all these really deep energy pieces that I'm so passionate about, as well as understanding your own human design and your personality and where you fit best in your business to continue to grow it and continue to have it fuel energy. I hope that I will see you guys joining us. You guys can check it out, mobilityathletes.com/mobility mastery new, if you don't want to click the link below, or if you're watching this video live and you just want to type it in. Can't wait to see all of you guys in there joining us. If you guys have questions, comment below this video or send me an email and respond if you're watching the replay. Looking so forward to talking to each of you and helping grow your coaching business and you being a part of Mobility Athletes.